This is a continuation of my junk cell phone, Motorola Edge Plus 5G UW. Okay, I'm sorry. It was 82 megabytes. Has a 21 megapixel camera, and the other one has a 50. Obviously, it recorded in standard definition because it's some numbers times 720. Even though this has it's capable of shooting in 4K. Well, the new phone, because I can't turn it off, I can't figure out how to do it, and Motorola can't tell me, it's recorded in 2.1 megapixel. The same 5-minute video is 151 megabytes. 151. So if you try to email it to yourself, you automatically get hit with a 25 megabyte limit. And you can't text message something that big to somebody either. And even though I have backup turned off on my phone, it still backs it up to the Google Cloud. Because Google wants you to pay them $2 a month for an extended storage plan. And that was something else the guy I was talking to on Motorola said. He said for me to go on Google, use my Google account, and erase everything that's on there. As well as erase everything on my phone. Again, just like the veiled issue that Yellowstone is talking about, Motorola's doing the same thing. They're turning it around on you, the customer, and they don't want to talk about whatever setting they have in the phone where they can't make it backwards compatible. On this old phone I'm talking on now, if I made a 4K video, well, guess what? It wouldn't load up and play on anything either. But a 1080p, a regular high definition would. But the new phone has something called Full HD. And it records double the pixels. Double the pixels and double the amount of space and megabytes that's used. So no, I don't recommend their product. They need to at least be able to, if you're going to keep selling this phone, and I'm sure it's a great thing, they need to let people have it fixed where you can shoot in standard definition and copy it on your phone, because it's the holidays and you're not going to be able to share. So, here's some of the problems. I spent probably half the day on Thursday using Molly through Motorola to talk to them about problems I'm having with this $1,500 cell phone. And make no mistake about it, they don't care. So I talked to 2 technicians via text on Molly, and they proceeded to teach me how to use Photo Transfer Protocol, PTP, on my phone. Which, if you've ever transferred any pictures from your cell phone through a USB cable, that's what you do. You plug it in, it asks you what you're going to do, you push Paul Tango Paul, your photos go right on over. Well, there's a catch now with this Edge Plus 5G UAW 2022. It's recording it in some type of format that I can't stop. And they were less than unhelpful on figuring it out. In fact, when the picture transfer protocol trick with them ceased to work, they said, well, you'll just have to call the 1-800 number, and disconnected from me. So I called the 1-800 number, and the guy proceeded to argue with me like it was my fault I can't transfer pictures to my computer. I don't like getting into the politics of how people transpose faults onto somebody else. But the TV show Yellowstone is doing the same thing. It's all Jamie's fault because he brought her to the Public Health Service run Native American Medical Center. And that's the way Motorola is with this phone. It's not the product, it's not the phone, it's you, the customer, that bought it. You're vilified because you bought their phone. So again, I got into an argument with the man. What his solution was for me to erase everything on the new phone back to the in the box status, then go back on Google and re-upload or re-download all of my pictures and photos and videos and calendar and all that other stuff that you're forced to back up into the cloud through Google. Because the near field application on both Motorola phones, where you're just supposed to be able to touch them and transfer them, don't work. Plugging a USB cord into both phones and transferring information don't work. Bluetooth between both phones don't work. And it's all my fault, according to Google. Motorola. And it's your fault, too, that it doesn't work. So I even read to him the complaints off of the Play Store, because he said he's never heard of any problems with people using their camera. And I started reading to him the complaints, and he said, then he deflected again. Well, if you're not going to do that, then we don't have anything else to talk about. And he meant erase my phone. And I'm just going to put it in your notes. And I said, well, I'll make a YouTube video and talk about how y'all been less than unhelpful. And he said, I'm going to put that in my notes too. And there's always a communication problem when you talk to people on the phone. Because they're wearing a headset with a microphone boom, and the English is probably their fourth or fifth language. English is my only language, and I'm not saying I have perfect English, but it's extremely difficult for someone to convey any kind of message. So before you run out and buy a Motorola Edge Plus 5G UW 2022, be aware that you're not going to be able to take videos during the holidays and transfer them to your computer. I guess maybe if you bought a new cell phone and you ran out and bought a top-of-the-line laptop, you might be able to do all of that. But if you have a 2-year-old computer, in my case I have one that still has Windows 10 on it, it will not transfer. So